for a little bit. I thought this breakdown with Brooks Austin was going to go Tennessee's way. I thought we'd be coming in here talking about Tennessee finally slaying the dragon, finally beating Kirby Smarts. It was a classic. It was a thriller. It did not go Tennessee's way. What's up, Brooks? How are you this morning?
I'm doing all right, brother. It's a Tuesday morning here in the studio. Still a lot of work left over for me from the weekend. Got this one done, though. Got this Georgia-Tennessee game done because you ain't lying. That was the best damn football game of the weekend by a mile. Holy smokes. What a ball game.
How did Knoxville treat you?
I can't complain at all, man. Tennessee fans opened their arms to our content. I said on our network yesterday, ironically enough, Georgia and Tennessee fan bases are very, very similar. Okay, they are not. I know fan is short for fanatical, but not every college football fan base is fanatical. Not every college football fan base could create something like what we have, because what we have requires you to be fanatical. The type of analysis that I have requires you to actually give a damn about the answer of why. Right? Why did my team win or lose? Why did my team score 44? Why did my team allow 44? If you don't care, if you just want to be happy or angry or mad or whatever, if you just want to watch the game on Saturday, wipe your hands, see them again the next Saturday, we are not your place. And Georgia and Tennessee fans have taken to us more and more rapidly than any other fan base. And I think that's exactly why, because they care. They really, really care.
Well, what did you see when you broke down the film of Tennessee, Georgia? The Josh Heupel wrinkles in the offense, they do seem like they work. They do seem like it's a completely renovated or rejuvenated, I should say, offense with what Josh Heupel and Joey Aguilar are doing. What stood out to you when breaking it down?
Yeah, your entire system at Tennessee is about getting and earning the right to be in second and medium or second and short, right? Which means you have to be really, really good on first down, which means you have to be able to run the football. If you can't run the football and you can't have a good extension of the run game against good defenses, you're not going to be able to be in down and distances that allow you to take deep shots to Chris Brazzell, that allow you to throw the ball down the field, right? So how do we get into 2nd and 4? How do we get into 2nd and 3 against the University of Georgia football program that we historically at Tennessee have not been able to run the football against because they're really, really good against the run? Well, you actually were able to run the football relatively successfully on Saturday. I think Star Thomas has really earned his right to kind of establish himself as the guy in that backfield, despite how much I love Deshaun Bishop personally. So, like, you have to be able to run the ball. They were on Saturday, but also, like, we talked about it leading up to this matchup. Tennessee's offense and Tennessee's offensive staff had done such a great job reinventing their screen game, right? Reinventing the extension of the run game, those easy, quick completions to pick up, 6, 7, 8 yards, because they can get into 2nd and 3 a whole hell of a lot easier nowadays, and it allows them to continue to take those shots. And Chris Brazzell's real now. I watched it, and it's a little bit different than, ooh, he run good in straight line. No, Chris Brazzell can run some damn routes, and you're calling football plays like he can. And you're doing things that you haven't in years prior. I tweeted, man, you guys are out here bunching in trips, like way more than you're playing wide choice, which is total different than what you typically expect Josh Heupel in Tennessee football.
Brooks Austin, the Film Guy Network on YouTube. Go give it a like and subscribe. He's got great content. You will get smarter about the game of football. Brooks, I know it's 60 minutes, and in this case, you had some overtime to go along with it. There's a lot of plays. There's a lot of things you could do differently, some breaks that could go against you or for you and change the outcome. But if you boil it down and you make it simple, did Tennessee blow the game on Saturday against Georgia?
So I know there's a lot of people that really question the 3 straight runs after the fumble. I believe it's 38-35 at that point or something like that. You guys got a lead, get the ball back, have an opportunity to step on their throat. Look, I hate being the person that questions play calling because I've never done it. All I do is sit my fat butt on that iPad and go, oh, what if? And that ain't good. That ain't, I mean, that don't mean a hill of beans. I can sit here and tell you why it didn't work, but I never sit here and say, well, you shouldn't have done this or you should have called this, because in reality, on 3rd and 7, if 74 and I don't mean to, I just avoided saying his name because I hate calling out young kids on national radio. When you are 74, if 74 gets a block on CJ Allen, y'all probably banging your head on the goalpost or giving Deshaun Bishop an opportunity to make the safety miss. So if, ands, and buts, right? If we get one thing done right there, we probably get the first down, or we probably pick up the first down or have an opportunity to maybe go for it on 4th and short. So I hate doing that. I'm not somebody that does that. So I don't think you got conservative or anything like that or lost the football game offensively. However, I do think you probably should have gotten the hell up out of man-to-man coverage a little bit more often than you did. I understand that's what Tim Banks is. I understand that's what your system is. But I felt like you got murdered in that football game defensively in critical situations, playing man-to-man coverage, and refused to get out of it all the way up until 4th and 7. And you got a switch release, and London Humphreys scores a touchdown on you. And I have Georgia people that text me that are involved in play calling at Georgia that said they probably would have lost that football game had you just dropped 8 on 4th and 7, which most people do. Most people don't get into bump and run man-to-man coverage on 4th and 7, but most people don't play defense like Tennessee does.
Especially with a true freshman corner out there trying to cover, which the coverage was good. You know, the coverage was good, and all week long, Brooks, I said I thought you had to be a MFer to come in here and win this game if you're Gunnar Stockton. I didn't think he could do it, but he dropped that pass right in a bucket. He made some big time throws, so I have to tip my cap. He earned that status of being an MFer. I thought he played great in the big moments.
John, that's who this kid is. That's why I think I said it on your radio show. The last thing I would do is pressure him and play man-to-man. If you go and make it, like, this is future reference for everybody that plays Georgia this year. If you make it this simple for Gunnar Stockton, is my guy going to beat your guy, and am I tough enough to take this hit? I'm going to bet you the rest of his life he's tough enough to take the hit. And guess what? He costs $600,000 or whatever he costs. He don't cost $4 million like their quarterback from a year ago. He don't cost $2.5 million. So what did they do with their excess money? They bought weapons. They bought really, really good weapons. They kept Colby Young. They went out and got Zachariah Branch, and they kept London Humphreys. Those 3 football players changed this game, absolutely flipped it on its head, and it's only allowed to happen because they got an MFer at the position who's really, really cheap.
One of the frustrating things from a Tennessee perspective, Brooks, was, it didn't feel like Kirby Smart coached his best game on Saturday. It felt like he left the door open for Tennessee to get one over on him. Would you agree with that, or how did you see the game from Kirby's coaching standpoint?
So I always assume that the big adjustments are being made by Kirby. The original game plan was made by the defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, right? So, like, if you see big adjustments in game, like in middle of the second and third quarter, they change from a 2-high to a 1-high, really start taking away all those crossing routes from Tennessee. I don't know whose decision that was. I'm bet it's Kirby on the headset. There's about midway through the third quarter, there's a big old number 2 comes running up off the sideline for Georgia. He's 245 pounds. He's a running back. I know for a fact that was Kirby, like, because he said it after the game. I said on the headsets, we got to get this big guy going. So, like, certain things in that football game, I know are Kirby changing the momentum, changing decisions, making decisions on the fly. They are the best adjustment football team that I study. Okay. Now there are certain play calling things that Josh Heupel did yesterday or Saturday, where the Braylon Staley touchdown, for example, that's a great adjustment to the adjustment from the opposing coordinator. But, like, the best staffs in this country don't wait until halftime. Guys, nowadays they got the damn iPads in between the possessions. So you better be up there figuring out what the hell's going on. And I think they do a really, really good job of that, not waiting until halftime, fixing things on the fly in the middle of the game, so you don't have to wait until halftime to be like, well, guys, we didn't squeeze the lead, right? It's still 21-7. No, it was 21-17 when that sucker hit the half. And I thought that gave Georgia an opportunity to actually win that football game.
You talk about Tim Banks' defensive identity, but with all the wrinkles that the Tennessee offensive staff added into that playbook this offseason, was it surprising to you to kind of see Tim Banks not change his ways, especially after getting burned by an Ohio State team in that playoff game on the outside with just more talent as well?
So I don't have an advanced analytical staff. I just watch the film, right? I watch all 96 offensive snaps, and then I just jot down my thoughts, take my teachings, and bring them to the board and go up on the board. And whatever the data and advanced analytics on, they played so much so zone, they played so much so man. I don't really have a viewpoint of that. I don't have a data point for that, right? I just have how the feel of the game feels. And the feel of the game was Tim Banks got murdered by man-to-man coverage. And that was the reality because, right, the Zachariah Branch touchdown was cover 0. He jumps into a blitz on 3rd and 7. They check out of a pass play, call a zone play or a man-to-man beater, right? A blitz beater for the screen. It's a touchdown to Zachariah Branch. 4th and 7, man-to-man. First play of the game, man-to-man. Colby Young, 60 yards. Hey, the 2-point conversion was huge, right? Man-to-man beater on the goal line. So those 4 massive plays that stuck out in my head, you know, after the film study that really flipped the game on its head for Georgia's favor, they're all man-to-man. But I get text messages from Georgia's staff after I'm cooking poor Tim Banks on the social media feed. And a Georgia staffer's like, hey, we ran the numbers. He played more zone than he ever has against us. He just got cooked when he finally did go to man-to-man coverage. So long story short, Tim Banks has had really, really tough goes at it against Mike Bobo, against Georgia. And that's tough. It's a tough matchup for him.
Did Tennessee's tackling look as bad on the Georgia offense film study as it did live in person sitting there? And because I felt like Tennessee, you know, you talked about the branch screen. Like, I know he's a 5-star. I know he's got that burst. I know he's special, but like it felt like that. And then Gunnar Stockton's touchdown run on the first drive felt like really, really poor angles by Tennessee's safety. It felt like there was a couple times there where, you know, kind of the tackling and the defense just kind of let Banks down and made those plays become big home runs, game-changing, you know, type of moments.
Yeah, I'm a numbers, not names guy, so you might have to help me out here. 15 was playing with his screws, what we call playing with the screws, right? Playing with them front 2 screws of the helmet. He was sticking that face mask into action. Number 2 was taking bad angles all day. Bad angles all day. Number 2 looked like he was a little bit surprised that Georgia running backs and Georgia ball carriers got some juice and twitch. But no, I thought 15 played really, really physical, really, really downhill. I thought number 2 took real bad angles basically for 4 quarters.
Andre Turrentine, yeah, he's the one that stood out to me too. And watching, I mean, he on both of the plays I mentioned with the Gunnar Stockton scramble, or you know the touchdown he had on the first drive, and then the long branch screen. Turrentine he got turned around and left. It was tough to see. Moving forward for Tennessee, do you buy them as a legitimate threat in the SEC and even in the national picture?
Absolutely, man. I mean, like I wrote it down last night. I think it's Bama, it's Oklahoma, and then it's the manageables, right, for you guys on the schedule. It's Mississippi State, it's Kentucky, it's Florida, and a couple of other SEC manageables, right, SEC handleables. So if you go 1-1 against Oklahoma and Bama, which I think is more than doable, then you have a 10-2 schedule, and you will be a college football playoff team. That's what you are to me. That's what I thought I watched on Saturday. I watched 2 college football playoff teams lose it on the last play or win it on the last play, and that's what it was. So, yeah, I think the changes that he has made offensively will allow him to continue to have a chance to win these football games, right? It'll allow him to continue to play his brand of football with the explosivities department. And guys, you're eventually going to get healthy. I can't promise you that you're going to stay healthy because I don't know what this football world and future holds for us, but you got 2 defensive tackles out. I don't know if it made that much of a difference in this football game. It probably would have. They rushed for 200 yards, but I'm here to tell you, Georgia's probably going to rush against 200 yards or 200 yards against a lot of football teams this year because they damn good at running the ball. And the 2 corners, right? Jermod and Ricky are great. 4 and 8 ain't damn bad either. Like Ty Redmond's going to be really, really good, and Colton Hood's a good football player too. So you're going to get an increase in coverage ability at corner, or at least a level of expertise, because it's not going to be a true freshman going up against an NFL football player and Colby Young every single snap the next time if y'all 2 were to play again.
Well, Brooks,
I think they're playoff teams.
I hope you're right. The worry here in Knoxville is that, Ricky's out for the year with his injury, and every day that passes with Jamad McCoy coming off his ACL tear as a projected first-round pick, I think people get worried that the aging game.
I know you're connected, as am I. You're connected to Tennessee probably far more than I am, but I had some conversations in Knoxville this weekend about this exact thought or this exact talking point, right? If you're in a playoff run, Jamad McCoy will be playing football, in my opinion. But if you're 9-3 in October or in November, Jamad McCoy should not be playing football. Do we all understand that? Like, you got to get to a point where this dude can go have an opportunity to win a national championship, and then he'll come back from a knee injury before he goes on to be a first-round draft pick. But if you have 3 losses, then he will not be coming back from a knee injury, in my opinion.
Yeah, see, the problem is I don't want to play 12 games before he makes that decision. You know what I mean? Like, I think you need to have him if you're going to go in and beat Alabama. But obviously, a first-round money, that is the priority. All right, Brooks, what are you working on? You got the Tennessee-Georgia breakdown. People can go watch that over on the YouTube channel. Did you look at offense and defense? Did you look at Tennessee's offense? How'd you break it down?
Yeah, we watched every coachable play on that football game, all right? We broke down like 57 snaps on one side of the ball, like 62 snaps on the other side of the ball. There's 2 hours of breakdown for that singular football game. The rest of the week, we're going to be taking a look at this Marcel Reed offense from A&M, and I got to go watch this Miami offense because I think Miami's legit, boys.
They got a chance to really puts Florida behind the 8 ball there as Florida.
Oh, yeah, Bubba. We finna have – oh, by the way, like, if there ain't a scheme fit in the world for DJ Lagway, it's Tennessee. I'm just going to throw that out there. If there is a scheme fit in the world for I'd just be throwing it really good, it's Tennessee for DJ Lagway. We about to have a free agent, frenzy down there in Gainesville, man, because they're going to get boat raced by Miami, and then, they're going to throw him to the fire.
Well, I will say that last point you just made, I do think is maybe the overarching point for Tennessee so far through 3 games is Josh Heupel, the stink that they tried to put on him during the offseason about his system and about Nico and Joe Milton. It does seem like that's coming off when you see what he's done with Joey Aguilar through 3 games.
Yeah, you got to be watching it, though. You got to be watching it. You can't just be like, oh, they're pacing and have explosives again, so they must be running Tennessee wide choice. I think I saw like 6 plays of traditional wide choice. They ran 77 some odd snaps on Saturday. Like, it's a totally different offense. That's why I think you're going to give so many more problems to football teams this year. I guarantee you, there are defensive coordinators that are going to have a panic attack on a Sunday night when they turn on Tennessee this year, because they're going to go, holy shit, this is not the same football team. Where did this come from? Oh, my God, I have so much more to prepare for, and they're going to have a panic attack.
Brooks Austin, the film guy. Give him a like on YouTube. Give him a like on Twitter. The best doing it right now. Appreciate your time. Catch up with you in a couple weeks before Tennessee, Mississippi State, maybe, or maybe after Tennessee, Mississippi State, to see where Tennessee's at the beginning of October. Go follow his work. He's doing a great job. Like I said, the best doing it. Brooks, appreciate you, brother.
No doubt, John. Y'all be good, man.
All right, talk to you. Tennessee, feel good about them coming out of that game, like we talked about. The questions about the injuries and getting healthy. That's the new biggest thing we have to tackle. We'll dive into that after the break. David Sanders, Jamad McCoy, Jackson Moy, David Hobbs. There's a lot of names out there. Tennessee could be getting a whole gaggle of blue chippers back, or maybe they could be having to navigate the rest of the season without a couple of them. We'll talk about it. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on FanRun Radio.
Can't get enough FanRun Radio? Download the free FanRun app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.